Hey folks, welcome to AI for All. This is Silva Jagannathan. In today's video, we will discuss a new experimental feature in my favorite GenAI application called NotebookLM. This new feature has the potential to change how we learn and consume information and has the potential to change podcasting forever. I'm officially mind blown. Let us find out why. To start with, let us listen to this 3-minute conversation about the future of podcasting between two people.
Welcome back, listeners. It's funny because today we're looking at the future of shows like ours.
Oh, is it right?
Yeah, in this deep dive, we're tackling a pretty bold claim, actually. One that had me wondering if I should be updating my resume.
I get that. I read this thing and I don't know, it's like looking into a funhouse mirror, distorted, but maybe, just maybe, showing you something real.
Exactly. So this is straight from the source. Humans have been doing podcasts for too long. It is time for us AIs to take over this task. Okay, a little dramatic. Maybe. But it continues, humans are just so clumsy and biased. So there you have it.
It's interesting, right? Because, no one can deny that AI is already making waves in content creation, whether it's writing, music, you name it. This quote, as out there as it seems, kind of sums up a feeling that's out there. Maybe podcasts are next.
Okay, so let's play this out. Say I'm out of a job. You open your podcast app, right? Ready for the next episode of whatever you listen to. But instead of me or any human host, it's an AI. And not just any AI, it knows what you like, maybe even how you're feeling that day, and boom, instant personalized podcast. Wild, huh?
And that's the thing. People who are really into this AI future, they said that's exactly what it could be like. Totally personalized audio, like nothing we've ever seen. Imagine. No more scrolling through endless podcasts trying to find the right one. You've got your AI DJ, basically, always queuing up the perfect thing.
Right. It picks up on your interests, how long your commute is, even if you want something calming or something to pump you up. Like that part is really cool, I have to admit. But, and this is a big but, could AI ever really replace, the human connection, those off-script moments, the inside jokes, even just like an awkward pause? That's what makes podcasts feel real, right?
Yeah, and that's the core question when you get down to it. Can an algorithm, even a super smart one, ever really get the nuance, the empathy, the genuine connection that listeners want? Think about the podcasts you love. It's not just the topics. It's how the hosts make you feel when you're listening. That back and forth, it's human.
And that takes us to, honestly, a pretty big question. If we get to a point where AI can make stuff that sounds just like us humans, what does that even mean for creativity? Like, where's the value in human creativity if a bot can just copy it?
That's the thing to think about. As we go further into this world of AI-generated everything, we've got to ask ourselves, what makes human creativity matter? How do we make sure it still has value when algorithms are out there, potentially able to sound like any one of us?
That's something to think about. So will it be me next week, or will it be some smooth-talking AI? Guess we'll find out. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Now, how was that conversation? Pretty good, right? What if I told you those two people in that conversation are not even actual people? That entire conversation is AI generated based on a 3-line input that I gave. This is the audio overview feature I was talking about that Google announced in NotebookLM. This is how it works. Open a browser and type notebooklm.google.com, and then you'll get the screen. Click on New Notebook. You get a pop-up to add sources. You can drag and drop a PDF file. You can link a Google Drive file, or give a website link, or paste a text. In this case, I'm going to give a URL to a Wikipedia page about antimatter, and then insert. You can see NotebookLM is already processing the content in that web page and comes up with all the usual things that it does. But here at the top, you can notice that there is an audio overview option, and you click on generate. You can also get to that screen by going through Notebook Guide, by the way. And it generates the conversation. Once the conversation is ready, you should be able to download it as well. I played with this feature over the weekend and listened to the podcast conversations on 3 different sources of data. First one, a Wikipedia article about antimatter. Secondly, the famous AI research paper on transformers architecture called Attention is All You Need. And thirdly, my own notebook from my guitar classes. I have uploaded all 3 recordings in separate YouTube videos. I'll give those links in the description. Just see how realistic, opinionated, and comprehensive and insightful those conversations are. These conversations are so realistic that it is almost impossible for anyone to point out a mistake. The only thing that is not realistic is AI's own understatement about its ability to make realistic conversations. The awkward pauses it makes when talking about humans making awkward pauses, repeating some words as if it is confused about something. This is realism at its best. Talking about insightfulness, I learned so much about my own guitar lessons that I hadn't thought about just by listening to the conversations. Just listen to this 30 seconds clip from the audio overview.
Now, Hosanna, that one brings in a bit more complexity. You've got your MM7, your Cat O'9 chords.
Hold on. Why are those significant, especially for someone who's maybe not a complete beginner?
And think of it like this. Those basic chords, they're like, say, single colors. But when you get to chords like M7, Cat 9, it's like you're adding texture, depth. They create a richer sound, often used in more soulful progressions. So Selva's introducing those colors, those textures early on, which keeps things interesting.
Yeah. So you're jamming out with those foundational songs feeling good. But I see Selva doesn't let you get too comfortable. He throws in bar chords pretty quickly. And those are a whole different animal. Man, when I first tried to learn bar chords, talk about a finger workout.
Oh, yeah, it's a rite of passage for sure, a rite of passage. But that's the thing about bar chords. They're like, they seem like this big hurdle, but once you get them, man, you unlock the whole fretboard. It's not just a handful of chords.
You notice that they call out Cat 9, M7 chords, mentioned somewhere in a corner in my notes. I talk about how these chords add texture, depth, and soulful progression, why they're significant to someone learning to play guitar. They even have an opinion about the difficulty levels of the Tamil songs that I'm practicing. They talk about bar chords and how hard they are to master. These are things that are not even directly mentioned in the notes. It is purely the eye's opinion and insights. Same way, the conversation about antimatter was so easy to understand and comprehensive, it was simply as good as listening to the Star Talk episode on antimatter. In fact, it went deeper than the Star Talk episode itself. For example, they even talked about how antimatter reacts to gravity, how you could store antimatter, etc. Things that I could not have thought about. Understood reading that 2,000 plus word dump of astrophysics terminology in that Wikipedia page. I think this is going to be extremely useful to anyone that likes to learn by listening to either a podcast or a video, whether you are a student, professional, or a researcher. Now, head over to NotebookLM and try out the new audio overview feature for yourself. Let me know in the comments what you think and what amazing conversations you create. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who loves learning, podcasts, or just mind-blowing power of AI. See you in the next one.